Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Ash, if you haven't been here before. This is the Jaco Engineering channel where we do all sorts of interesting projects, from tractors and diggers to Land Rovers. This here is a 1967 long wheelbase 109 Series 2A 6-cylinder. As you can see, she's in a bit of a state. It's not mine, it belongs to a customer who is going to take it away when I finished it. So I thought I'd give you a quick tour around and give you an explanation about what I'm going to do to it and hopefully take you along for the ride. As you can see, she's been stood a while. The engine is seized. There's no movement on that crank, but we have another engine. She's got plenty of weeds growing through her, but she might be savable. I have another chassis, so I can take bits and pieces off that, and I've got plenty of new parts as well. So what we're going to do today is just have a walk round, and then I'm going to give it a bath. So typically on these 2As they don't have the headlamps and the grille, side lamps and indicators on the front wings. You can see you have an indentation here for the indicators. You can actually have them with a combination. This one's had these ones put in afterwards, which is normal. Should have the glass type lenses in there, they've been replaced with plastic. Long wheelbase rims, straight sides. Bulkhead is going to need a lot of work. The doors also going to need a bit of work, but this one is fairly solid at the bottom. The top obviously needs to be replaced. Location of the ID tag, confirming it is a Series 2A. Footwells and bulkhead rotten, but dashboard, top rail solid, so we should be able to save that. As usual, everything hanging out. Lots of rodents been making their home in here. Elephant hide seats, which is obviously a deluxe trim model. The farmer who owned this originally didn't mind a bit of comfort. Side has got a nice dent in it, and want moving around or whatever. Back body is fairly straight. This is, you can tell this is a 6-cylinder as well because it has the fuel cap in the rear. Walking around, body has obviously had something added to it at some point. Tailgate is fairly straight, so body is pretty straight on it. Going to have a patina restoration, I think, which is basically give it a good old buff over and an oil, because otherwise we're just going to be respraying the lot. So yep, plenty of work to do. The door pillar here is well, there is no door pillar, let's be honest. Footwells again need replacing at the bottom half. Typical, this is a 6-cylinder, bigger bulkhead bulge here for the gearbox and transmission. Obviously hasn't had a overdrive fitted at some point because there's no hole near the handbrake. Battery, and it'd be lucky if it doesn't fall through that. So quick online order to YRM. Another 2A feature, it's the deep sills. Don't get them very often now. These are very straight, so I should be saving them. So without much ado, let's put you onto the stand and start washing. all that lichen, lichen, moss, green stuff all over it. Now we've got something we can look at, have a good rummage inside without fear of mice, rats, spiders, anything like that. So let's take a quick look around, have a rummage, see what we can find about its history and that from what we've uncovered. So there we are. The observant among you may have noticed that there is a big hole here. Don't worry, we have it. It kind of wasn't attached. So I've taken it off and put it in the pile over there with all the bits. So that's there. Right, we can tell that this was on a farm because of the way that it is, with the red string and the sticker, and the fact it has one or two little dings and dents from fence posts and things like that. There's a nice scrape along this side, another little scrape here. She has been worked on. It has been painted at one time. We can tell that because it's all come off. As I've been going around, it's been coming off, and this here is indicative of a later primer that hasn't quite adhered. And if we look here, we can see, if I'm just focusing on that, new paint, old original paint. So she got worked on. So the engine has no spark plugs in, and a spark plug spanner in the back, so we know that's junk. She has an optional brake booster, which I don't think I've ever seen on one of these before. So that was obviously a bonus for them, because if they wanted to tow it with it, which I presume they did, it will have needed that. We have a dent here, and we have a slight break in the chassis here. No glass, more rot, more rot. Not entirely sure what happened here. Something with very large teeth, or a door swinging outwards onto the post. Dashboard solid. Nice element and hide seats. Ooh, treasures. What have we got? Ah, veterinary wound powder. Ooh, that'll come in handy. Definitely horses. Wood. Hammer bits. Seatbelt. Plenty of water. So we'll see about the spiders. Truck cab is nice and straight. One little ding in here where something fell on it. And the back edge is a little bit on the hoof. Not to worry, another thing to straighten. What else can we say? Yes, we have a nice little ding down here. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. Right, so yeah, this is going to take a little bit of time. I haven't even got to the chassis yet. This is obviously the next bit. She looks fairly solid at the back. There is evidence of rot in the frame there and there, so we know we've got to do that, but that's par for the course. This is the worst bit, the bulkhead. This has really got to have some work done on it, and I'm a bit concerned that she's sagging. I'm not sure if it's the bulkhead that's sagging, which it does look like, or if the chassis is slightly broken, but I haven't seen any evidence of broken chassis yet. But we'll get the jack out and we'll find out. Right, carrying on. Oh, well, things escalated. Yeah, it's that chassis is not coming back to life. I have yeah, we got the gas axe out. As I said before, I have another chassis. But this one, she were rougher than a rough thing, because they're an outrigger useful. Well, you can see very well in the dark. That's now the end of the day. Yeah, lots of things came off. We've got some repair work to do on the front panel. It's rusted on the bottom lip. Bulkhead is off. We're now got to get that up back home to in the workshop for repair. There's lots of bits we need to take off here. Servo, air filter tray, save the axles, save the gearbox. Body panels are all on the trolley. Just started putting them away. Rest of them down here. Oh, hello. That's Whiffle. Yeah, and yeah, everything's here near enough. Lights have come on, which is a cue for me to go and have some tea. So I'll catch you guys on the return journey tomorrow. Well, that's where the Land Rover was. I've swept it up, and that's where it is, including an awful lot of rust. Yes, that is all rust off the chassis. There's the chassis. As you can see, she was definitely not restorable. But the spare chassis I had is also not restorable. So we have a brand new one coming in. I have kept the engine here for the moment, because I should need some bits off that, no doubt. So yeah, we might need some bits off this. Definitely need the servo. Definitely probably need some bits off the carburetor. The servo pipe, and any other bits and pieces that I can think of that will come in handy. Battery tray and things, I've already cut that off. So there you go. That's what a process looks like when you start getting into it. Lots of rust. I mean, this one was probably restorable, but by the time you've gone into it, I mean, you've only got to look at the crossmember bits there. It's just, that's not going to come back, is it? So yeah, it was going to take too much time, and it's better to buy a new chassis. So all the good parts are here in the barrow. I've already taken some of the bits in to start straightening them out. So as soon as the new chassis arrives, we'll get on. So until then, I'll catch you in a bit. So we're back. It's about 5 days later. We've got something new. Look at here. 'Tis a brand new chassis, the 109 from Land Rover. eBay special. No rust on it, just surface rust from storage. Now I'm going to go through and give it a rub down. Everything ready, it's got pushers fitted. Just got to do all the normal general wear and tear stuff, items that have got to be put on, that I've got to remove. Steering idler from here, and some other bits and pieces that are in the back of the trailer off the engine. I've got the spare engine in the shed, which I have checked over, it does turn over. So we need the fan, need the booster off there, and various other bits and pieces. So I'll bring it back when we're getting on with it. Well, it's been a couple of days. I didn't do any filming because A, my battery went flat, and B, it was peeing down my rain. But anyway, we've got a rolling chassis. All the springs and shackles and everything have been replaced with bushers, and just used the original springs, sorry, but we're now getting everything painted. The axle's getting painted, but right now what we're working on is the extra brackets that have been welded on the centre cross member and the outriggers for the body. Now this chassis was originally for a Safari, So there's some subtle differences. Like, main difference is at the back on the rear cross member you have the 3 tangs in the middle down here, but there's nothing on the edges on that side or on that side where my glove is. So we need to make up 2 of those. We also need to put on bracket here and here for the tailgate, which are missing as well. Fortunately, I have some of them. I've also been clearing up and taking out the dents in the rear body, so that's now getting a bit straighter. Needs a little skim of filler. That one's near enough done properly. The other side is good. On this side it's now lovely and straight, as you can see, and down on that side as well. And we've got all the kinks out the back, so hopefully when we come around to getting painted we'll get it all done. So it's just a matter of cleaning up all the brackets now, and I'll show you how that's done, because these need to be taken off carefully, and you really want to have it as a polished edge like that, so that it's we can glue the new ones on. I don't know what really went on with this chassis, because it would appear that somebody cut off these brackets here and then re-welded them, which is odd. They've also cut off the battery brackets, which would normally go on here, and put a divider here, which is in the wrong place, so that's wrong. Now the bracket that we have on this 6-cylinder model is slightly different, so I've got to sort that out in a little while. May have to make up a new base. Again, I'll do that with you as well. Get some metal and a metal folder. We need to have a tidy up in here, but we're now going to move over to these other brackets, so I'll bring you back when we're doing that. Right, body is on. 2 brackets made for the rear of the chassis to attach to the rear of the cross member, hold the body on the back. You've got to find 2 more brackets for the tailgate, weld them on, and then work on doing the brackets at the front, because they're going to be further back from the ones that we cut off because they were different. So I'm going to do that next. So this has got to go on here. It's already been pre-drilled, and I've put 2 bolts in there, clean up around here, and stitch them on with a welder. One on this side, one on the other. I'll show you how we do that. That's set up too high. Right. Flash. Right, so we've got them welded on. Next job, hinge bracket for the tailgate. These are a couple that I saved up for a chassis many years ago, probably 20 years ago. That had a safari chassis. Safari door didn't require these. Kept them in a box. And all we've got to do now is get these in a square, put the magnet on and put them on with the welder. So that's what we're going to do. Now I reckon after this we better do a bit of a tidy up because it's getting very cluttered in here. And the next job's going to be putting the engine and box in after doing a bit of bulkhead work. I'll try and do our best to keep it clean and tight. Sometimes it's cutting and grinding. It's never ending crap everywhere. It's not what you want. That's on. Mate. close quite easily. Always adjust the hinges. Zip it up. Straight. Last one. Go. Good as new. There you go, fly mode like 2. Good as new. Top banana.